Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for today's daily match. And today I'm going to focus on a match from a fairly recent event. From what I noticed, it started like 3 weeks ago. And this match was from yesterday, from Tuesday. And this event is a fairly new event called the Starcraft Gaming League. And it's fairly similar to tournaments that we already seen a lot of times in Brood War in Korea. Do you remember any of those team events where you have one team facing another one and they just pick their top players and the top players face each other in single matches, and then the team with the most wins in the end will be the winning team? Well, that's basically the rules set for this event. And we have here the yellow Protoss KIWIKaKI. He's one of the finest Protoss playing on the North American servers. He's Canadian and he's a member of Team Root Gaming. And you have here also the pink Zerg, who is Machine. And Machine is a US Zerg player. Very, very good one, by the way. I'm actually feeling a bit bad because I think it's the first match I'm uploading from him. And I should already give him some attention. He is worth it. He's really, really good Zerg player. And he's a member of Team Evil Geniuses. So basically what we're seeing here is a face-off between Canada and the US. Evil Geniuses against Root Gaming, trying to get the win, and hopefully you're going to be in for a really nice match because both of these players are very high ranked, they're very experienced on the tournament scene, so I can only expect good things coming out of here. Let me just focus a bit on the match, see how their builds are going. For now, as you can see, Machine is finishing off his extractor and his spawning pool is like halfway or getting to halfway now, so he's probably going to try to take some gas out of this extractor while the spawning pool finishes, so we can get some fast Zergling speed and benefit from it early on, obviously, so we can pile some pressure into KIWIKaKI, I would say. Meanwhile, here on KIWIKaKI's side, he's getting the first gateway, already a Zealot coming out, and the second gateway. I don't see any cybernetic score inside, so he's gonna go 2 gates really early. He might be considering some kind of push. We'll see if he goes for it or not. Not sure exactly because, well, there's a Zealot already here and he's just hanging there. Also, these 2 gateways, you see the rally point? They're pointing here to the back of the base, yeah, to the destructible debris. So I think the only thing he's actually gonna rush will be his destructible debris. He might want that expo up really fast or something like that. And meanwhile, incoming the Zergs, just the little Zergling's gonna kill this probe because she was around this natural expo for quite a while now, was duking it out, fighting with the drone, and though it was probably trying to stop Machine from getting an early hatch, I don't think he had that intention since he never had enough minerals for it. And now we're gonna have some Zerglings advancing into KIWIKaKI's base, and he has an opening here. He actually didn't take care of his wall off, and there's a gap there where the Zerglings just passed, and now here they come, gonna make a mess out of KIWIKaKI's mineral line, and finally some Zealots coming out. I think he was hoping that with the chrono boost that he had on those gateways, that the Zealots would come out in time to wall off, but well, they actually didn't, and now he's in trouble because he has a bunch of Zerglings running on his base, and the Zerglings are fast enough to avoid these Zealots for a long time. Meanwhile, he's already insisting on this debris, he's just obsessed about it, it seems. And Machine preparing a Baneling's nest, and still roaming around with his Zerglings, so this is getting really annoying. And here comes the second wave of Zerglings by Machine. This Baneling nest is already set, he's getting Banelings ready, while sending a small force of Zerglings in the front to put some pressure on this main door, probably trying to poke at the Zealot to see if it goes down. And meanwhile, there's more Zerglings here, obviously, as you guys can see. There they are on the corner, getting 2 Zerglings prepared inside the base, and this Zealot is almost dead. Here comes the Banelings, he's not going to use them, he's going to save them, kill the Zealot, enter the base. Oh, massive explosion right on the face of that Zealot, and 2 Zealot kills with a single Zergling there, and the other 2 that were transforming inside the base are running into the mineral line. Oh, boom! Big explosion right on top of the mineral line, and these 3 were actually really lucky. More Zerglings entering KIWIKaKI's base. I don't think he's still walled off. There's still the gap there. Yes, it is. And seems like that Machine is just going for it and risking an all-in, just investing everything he has on Zerglings and trying to push KIWIKaKI into a GG, I would say. Here comes the Banelings, forcing once again the mineral line to run away. Lots of probes running around, while it's another wave of Zerglings Zerglings piling some pressure on KIWIKaKI's forces, and at the moment I think that KIWIKaKI, yeah, his income is just completely shot to zero. He can't even profit out of anything, but seems like that finally was able to fend off this assault. Though there's still 4 Zerglings, 2 inside the base and 2 just came in, he still didn't finish off this wall off. This is quite peculiar to me, and finally seems like the place is closed and he's going to be able to establish his base. 2 more Zerglings trying to knock on the door, but he would need a lot more bigger army, a bigger unit composition to actually be able to push this Zealot once again. Meanwhile, KIWIKaKI might be gaining an advantage pretty soon, and let me explain why. Machine picking up his expo, as you guys can see. Zerg players tend to avoid this expo here on the back on this map, so they avoid any kind of abuse here on the ledge. But this one is also hard to defend because, I mean, just such a large space to actually get hold of and defend properly. But seems like that Machine decided to go here, and I was just commenting on it because his harvester count from Machine is so way back that he committed so many minerals, such a big investment on Zerglings, that now he's going to have a hard time just actually coming back into this game. If he would actually be able to succeed on that push and all those Zerglings killed KIWIKaKI's base, well, he would have a GG by now and he would have won. But seems like that's not the way things are going at the moment, and now he has to recover all the losses because he sacrifices so much into those Zerglings that now he needs to recover on the drone count, or I don't even know why he's getting a hatchery at the moment. He needs drones to have it, or else he won't be benefiting from the hatchery at all. And as you guys can see, he only has 22 at the moment. Income wise is a bit behind, getting close now to KIWIKaKI, but still falling a bit behind. Meanwhile, he's keeping tabs on KIWIKaKI's base, just leaving a couple of Zerglings, a small group of Zerglings controlling the ramp there. And KIWIKaKI seems to be preparing some kind of army, just assembling a small force, but it appears to be completely composed of Zealots and also getting the ground weapons level 1. For now, let me check the units. Yeah, it's 7 Zealots, that's basically it, and is producing 2 more from what I saw, exactly. So it's straight pure Zealots at the moment, also getting some defenses here on the back. Meanwhile, on Machine side, it's already working. How's the income now? Yeah, now he's pulling a bit ahead and finally balancing the harvester count, but he's doing a curious thing for me. He's actually getting his lair on his natural expo. How risky is that? He could have it there, and seems like that KIWIKaKI is not very worried about it and is making a timed push. As you guys saw, he was getting the upgrade to the weapons, and he only made the push after he finished the upgrade. So is a timing push. Massive blast from those banelings on the face of the Zealots, but the Zealots had enough shields and HP to withstand the hit, so they're still running around. That Queen is falling behind, trying to survive. Oh, got slaughtered on the back, and he had to cancel the spine crawlers. They were just too delayed and weren't up in time to fend off this assault by the Zealots. Meanwhile, the Zealots are just slicing and dicing his lair, and he needs some defenses here, because if he loses this lair, well, I'm pretty sure that things won't go good for Machine. So he's even sending his drones to try to poke at those Zealots, and now only 2 of them left. Queen helping out, some Zerglings were popping out of the cocoons to help out fend off. Now only 2 Zealots left. He might be able to hold off this first assault from KIWIKaKI on his natural expo. Queen's trying to run away, making sure that he doesn't get killed, and the drones helped out saving this situation. Second Queen coming out, he hopefully is going to get the spawn larva, and now he needs drones to back up his economy. He's getting a bit behind, well, not a bit, it's like double the difference at the moment, and about 14 difference on the harvester count. So KIWIKaKI actually recovered from that first assault, that first push, and now he's just trying to recover and mass up a big enough army to put a Machine into stress. As you guys can see, Protoss ground armor level 1, another upgrade, and he transitioned into Stalkers and Sentries. Seems like he's going to make a second push. He's preparing his army now with a completely different composition, while Machine is getting a Spire there. I'm not sure if that's the right move, because usually very effective against gateway units like Stalkers and Zealots is Hydralisks, but he doesn't have any, he doesn't have an Hydralisk den, and he's actually going for the Spire, which isn't even built, so might be a bit too late. But he's getting static defenses on his natural expo. There's the spine crawlers fending off the assault. Nice force fields avoiding these banelings to actually spread properly and splash on top of KIWIKaKI's forces. But these 2 spine crawlers are very weak. They're gonna get shot down, and they're both down. Machine trying to position himself in such a way that he's able to explode the banelings right on top of those units. Here he goes, massive explosion, but pretty much just chipped away on the shield and grinded some of the units. There's still plenty around, and as you can see, with Warp Gate technology and this pylon on the back, KIWIKaKI has been porting more and more Stalkers in. Stalkers are one on the assault, applying the pressure on Machine, and I honestly don't know how Machine is going to fend this off, because he's getting the spine crawlers way on the back, just making sure that they survive actually to pop out and actually be able to do something. But he actually needs to move them a little bit. They're just hanging there, and more units getting popped, and this is getting to look really brutal. It's just a massive amount of Stalkers getting Blink now almost ready. And he gets reinforcements from that pylon on the back anytime he wants. He doesn't even have to follow the rush distance, because he just pops units straight into here with the pylon. Look at him just microing beautifully those Stalkers that got hit on the back. He's just pulling them back so he can assure that he still keeps the DPS and they don't die. And Machine just GG's out of the match. It was just way too much pressure.